if we have any other questions. Now, again, we're likely to see another question here. Where to buy copper on the basis of Vantage Point? Well, what I would have to do is I would pull that up on this. I don't actually have that up on my program right now. That would take me a few minutes. But if you'd like to send me an email at TraderPlanet.com, I'd be glad to have a look at the copper contracts for you and give you some further insight into that. I'm certainly not opposed to that. Patrick, what indicator tells you to, I think that's bailout, what tells you to bail the trend change? Would you change direction of trend? I'm not really sure what you're saying there, Patrick. I think what indicator tells you of a trend change? Well, I think that's what you mean, so I'll address that. The trend change that I called last Sunday, not this most recent Forex weekly outlook, but the week before, the true strength indicator from Vantage Point was a huge warning sign. And to be perfectly honest, some of the trades that I put out, even to my own clients, I came under pressure and they didn't agree with me. And the reality is, when the true strength indicator from Vantage Point can be used, it's a dual purpose. Number one, to tell if it's overbought or oversold, and number two, when it crosses a trigger, that's a buy or a sell signal or a warning of a potential change in direction. So always keep an eye on that. Edward Hogg, as I live in Australia and just found this website via my Advantage software. Still waiting for that question there, Edward. I've only got a partial question. Greg, do you do divergence on the basis of Vantage Point? Yes, Vantage Point I primarily use, Edward, as a standalone indicator. The information that I can get, I get from that. Is this on every day? I think Edward's asking, is this webinar on every day? If that's the question, Edward, I'll try and clarify that for you. Trades are put out on Trader Planet, Edward, 3 times a week. The first one is a weekly outlook, a Forex weekly outlook, where I touch on equities, commodities, and Forex. Then on Tuesday and Wednesday, I have recommended trades that I put out on Trader Planet. So basically 3 days a week. And then twice a month, I do these live trading webinars where actually a bunch of us can come in here and trade together. If you put your order in at a price on a daily report and it comes out within, sorry, we're just waiting for this question here. If you put your order in at a price on the daily report and it comes to within a few points, then moves away from your entry at that point, how far would you chase it? Well, that's a good question, Peter. I don't chase anything, to be perfectly honest. What I do is, if I miss my trade, I miss my trade. You know, especially in Forex, guys, the best trade ever is every single day. So I have an area where I like to get into a position, and I usually will not deviate from that. I am very disciplined in my trading, and you know, some days I have to wait a very long time before my price is actually triggered. You know, like even with the US Canadian there, I didn't think I was going to be able to get into it for this morning's trade, but you know, just in the very 11th hour there, it triggered, so that was good. How do I become a member of Trader Planet? Trader Planet is free, Edward. Just sign up there, and when you sign up at Trader Planet, you can view these presentations 3 times a week, and twice a month you can come into the live webinars. I am from India and want to know whether you have any opinion on Nifty Indian stock. I do not. Unfortunately, the only way I could address that is by way of ETF. I'm not familiar with the Indian stock market whatsoever. However, they do have some very attractive ETFs, and if I can't pick out a stock that I like, then I always go to the ETFs. So I would have a look at see if Vantage Point has something in that in an ETF form, and I'm sure they do in the power shares. Number of good things there. Okay, Peter is saying, actually I'm running behind here, sorry. Will you do the trade review every Friday. I might, yeah. I've got some people who had asked about the trade review, and I'm certainly not opposed from that, because essentially most Fridays I don't trade, and that's by the time Thursday at 12 noon comes around, I very seldomly get caught up in Friday's nonsense, because you have guys, big players taking profit, you have things like non-farm payrolls coming out. It's just not worth getting knocked out of the market on a wild number. So do you look at the charts all day, or do you put in limit orders in? Do you look at the charts all day, or do you put limit orders in and walk away? I most certainly do put limit orders in and walk away. I'm very particular on my trades, and once I have the limit orders put in, then what I'll do is I'll monitor them. Now this week I've had a number of trades that have hit during the night. They've hit and they've been out before I even woke up. So you have your good weeks and you have your not so good weeks. So you take the good with the bad, but you try and, again, when trading Forex, you want to try and focus in on certain currency pairs. You don't want to be trading Australia US, New Zealand US, Euro US, Great Britain US. You're buying or selling US dollars. So try and focus in on a day-to-day basis where the opportunity is, and then try and focus your trading in Forex when that country's stock markets are open. So if you're trading Australia US, try and focus it in the Asian session. If you're trading Euro, try and trade it in the middle of the night when the Euro stock markets are open. Same with the British. If you're trading Great Britain, you'll get your best price when the British stock markets are open. So always important to remember that. Okay, we've had a lot of really good questions, guys, and I certainly appreciate that. You're putting me through the ringer here and keeping me busy, so that's great. Brett, are you still looking at pork bellies? I haven't looked at pork bellies this week, but my view on pork bellies is that they're going to continue higher, because my belief is they have a very minimal correlation to the other commodities, the currencies, and that's one of the reasons I look off to certain other things where there's opportunity. But I do still see opportunity in those pork bellies, yes. Okay, I think we're just about out of questions here. I'll just give it one more moment to see if anybody has any other questions. Okay, I think we're done for the day, and I want to thank everybody for coming out this morning to the pre-market open. It's been a very successful turnout. The more the merrier. That's great, and I look forward to seeing everybody next month at our live pre-market open webinars for some live trading in the Forex, equities, and commodity markets. So again, thanks everybody.
Thank you, Greg. You'll find this webcast on Trader Planet later this afternoon, and we've made arrangements to email the link to everyone in this audience. If you are interested in seeking further information on VantagePoint Intermarket Analysis software, we made that very easy for you. Just select the Click Here link on this final slide. This will place a request with our friends at Market Technologies for free market forecasts and additional information on the trading software that Greg has featured in this presentation. This concludes today's session. Thank you for attending, and all of us here at Trader Planet wish you a profitable